As part of the Rematrix 5 solution, Rittal have developed the LCP Plus liquid cooling package that's been specifically designed to solve the issues of deploying high-density servers. With a maximum of 30 kilowatts heat extraction, the LCP Plus can really provide a future-proof thermal solution. The LCP Plus 300mm wide module consists of a heat exchanger fed from an external chiller system and 6 fans which circulate the hot air via the heat exchanger. Intelligent modules monitor the fans and the flow rates and are displayed on a touch-sensitive LCD screen on the front of the LCP Plus. The LCP Plus is connected to a standard 1200mm deep enclosure and pulls the hot air from the server exhaust and cools the air via the heat exchanger. It's been specifically designed to blow cool air across the whole height of the enclosure to ensure that there's no chance of having any hotspots developing. This is a closed-loop cooling system, which focuses the cooling directly where it's required, physically separating the hot and the cold air paths so they can never mix, also significantly increases system efficiency. Water is generally readily available in most data centers, so installation of the LCP Plus can be as simple as connecting to your existing chiller circuits. With a greater efficiency than traditional open-loop systems, again the LCP Plus can give long-term financial gains. As can be seen in this demonstration, heat loads have been placed in the enclosure to mimic high-power blade servers. The heat load has been taken up to 20 kilowatts, and you can see the inlet and the outlet temperatures are stable. Because of the large cooling capacity of the LCP Plus, it can be shared across a number of enclosures, effectively providing 2 enclosures with up to 15 kilowatts per rack. This gives you a greater flexibility to use the LCP Plus wherever and whenever you need to. Cooling is only one part of the functionality of the LCP Plus. Remote monitoring and control is essential so you understand what's going on within your high-density enclosure, and also you can adjust any parameters to suit individual applications. A backlit touchscreen LCD permanently displays the average server inlet air temperature so you get an immediate indication of cooling. This screen can be interrogated, so you can see fan rotational speeds, inlet and exhaust temperatures, water flow, inlet and outlet water temperatures, and of course, any alarm activity. The LCP Plus can be directly connected to your network, and via a web browser or an NMS, you can see a graphical status display. A mimic diagram shows the key elements of the LCP Plus and visually displays any fault. SNMP traps can be sent to network management software to alert remote users of any issues. Alarm logs are stored and are easily accessible via the web browser. Ensuring system resilience is critical to any 24-hour, 365-day-a-year data center. LCP Plus has the functionality to give you a scalable resilience, depending on your needs. N+1 configuration is very simple to implement. And in the unlikely event of an LCP failure, the secondary LCP is always available. To increase the robustness of the system even further, each LCP can be fed from a separate water supply, so even if the chiller fails, there's a backup supply. The fans that push the air through the heat exchanger are fed from a single 3-phase supply, 2 fans per phase. Therefore, in the event of a phase failure, 2/3 of the fans are still working. The remaining fans will automatically speed up to compensate for the 2 that have shut down. Each fan module is hot swappable and can be removed and replaced in seconds, minimizing the mean time to repair and maximizing the mean time between failure was one of the key design considerations for LCP Plus. If you need to future-proof your data center and you need to do it in the most economical way, then there's only one solution that stands out, and that's the LCP Plus liquid cooling package from Rittal, part of the Rematrix 5 suite of IT infrastructure solutions. In any 24-hour data center, system resilience is essential. The IT system is at the heart of the business infrastructure, and as a result, any downtime will mean a loss of revenue for the company. Best practice for any data center design requires redundancy to ensure that in the event of any failure, there's a secondary backup that maintains the uptime. Typical backup best practice includes mirrored servers and RAID arrays that provide the IT hardware with redundancy. On the power side, each server now typically has dual redundant power feeds, and in turn, each feed is supported by a UPS that may have its own redundancy UPS or backup generator supply. Even the thermal aspect of data center design is covered by N+1 redundancy. All of these really only protect uptime and data though. What happens if you have a fire? Most data centers of computer rooms are protected by fire detection systems that in the event of detecting smoke will discharge an extinguishant into the room. Not only does the detection system put out the fire, it also removes the electrical source. But that shuts down the power to the whole data center. Although the source of the fire has been isolated and the threat removed, the business now suffers a massive downtime of its valuable IT resource. In effect, your business stops trading. To rub salt into the wounds, to refill the fire suppressant, depending on the size of the room, costs in the order of £100,000 or even more. At Rittal, we believe there's a better way, and this is taking the fire suppressant closer to the source of the fire by moving it into the enclosure. The closer you are to the fire, the faster you can detect it. The faster you can detect it, the faster you can react. And the faster you react, the less the damage. The Detak Plus from Rittal is a 1U fire protection system that mounts into a standard Rittal IP55 enclosure. The Detak Plus detects smoke by drawing in the exhaust air of the active equipment within the rack. Utilizing 2 highly sensitive optical sensors, they can detect minute particles of smoke even in the early stages of a fire, the pyrolysis phase. If the first smoke alarm detects smoke particles, a pre-alarm is triggered. If the second alarm likewise detects smoke, then the extinguisher system is activated and the Novec 1230 gas is released into the rack, therefore preventing a risk of a major fire from developing. The eco-friendly Novec 1230 fluid has 0 ozone depletion potential and the lowest atmospheric lifetime for halocarbon, 5 days. The closest alternative is 33 years. it has a global warming potential of 1, 99.9% lower than any halocarbon agent acceptable for use in occupied spaces. Novec 1230 fluid has the greatest margin of safety for use in occupied spaces. It makes good business sense to use Novec 1230 fluid because it's a sustainable, long-term technology. Not only does Novec 1230 fluid meet today's regulations, but sensitive hardware such as servers, storage and switches aren't impaired by the extinguisher medium. Due to the rapid detection of smoke, even in racks with a high level of airflow, this ensures that there's plenty of time to forward an alarm message either acoustically, optically via the liquid crystal display, or by connecting the volt-free contacts to the building management system or fire alarm center. In the event of a mains failure, the integral battery backup maintains the fire detection system for 4 hours, ensuring that protection is provided even in the worst of cases. The Detak Plus can also be integrated into the Rittal CMC system to provide SNMP traps in the event of a fire situation. The key advantage of using Detak Plus in conjunction with your existing fire system is very simple. By protecting each enclosure, in the event of a fire, you lose just one rack, not the whole data center. This gives you the reassurance that even if the worst happens, the uptime of your data center is maintained. In the event of Novec discharge, it's far more economical to replace a small canister than replace the room system, thereby giving you long-term lower running costs. At Rittal, we work harder to make your life easier.